The person we're dealing with is scary. Who knows what they're capable of?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're taking a deeper look behind the hit Netflix documentary, Lover, Stalker, Killer.
And that's tough to swallow. That's beyond tough.
The story. Back in 2012, after separating from his longtime girlfriend Amy Flora, with whom he has 2 children, mechanic Dave Krupa decided it was time for a fresh start. Relocating to the state of Nebraska in order to remain close to his children, Krupa decided to put himself back out there by signing up for Plenty of Fish, an online dating service.
That's what everybody was using, apparently. I was definitely not looking for something serious.
Soon after, he received a message from a woman named Liz. They set up a date, and upon meeting, he was instantly attracted to her. Much to Krupa's delight, she was very receptive to the idea that he wasn't looking for anything serious and just wanted to have fun. It was during this time casually dating Liz that while at work, he encountered a woman named Carrie Farver. She needed her car to be looked at, and although the encounter was strictly professional, Krupa was very much into her.
For all I knew, I'd never see her again.
It was only a short time afterwards that by mere chance, he came across her online dating profile. Recognizing her face, he sent her a message.
And of course, I made contact. Hey, I know you. She messaged me back and said, I know you too. And that was it.
The two went out together and hit it off, so much so that they went back to Krupa's apartment. However, Liz appeared unannounced, claiming that she needed to pick up a few things she left at his place. Krupa and Farver grew very close. With her job being near where Krupa lived, she frequently stayed at his apartment.
And of course, I was happy to have her there.
However, it was 2 weeks after he began seeing her that things took a strange turn.
But that day would change my life forever.
Farver asked Krupa out of the blue if they could move in together. Wishing things to remain casual and with no strings attached, Krupa shot down the idea. He was met with a barrage of angry texts from Farver. Believing this spelled the end of their relationship, Krupa didn't give it much thought.
I felt kind of sad that it didn't work out, but I tried to get on with my life like nothing happened.
However, just a few days later, he received more messages from her, albeit with a more threatening tone. Eventually, they just kept pouring in non-stop, and it even escalated further to the point where he was being stalked. But Krupa was not alone. Others, including Farver's mother Nancy Rainey, her son Max, and Liz began receiving bizarre texts from Carrie. According to Farver's mother, Carrie had gone so far as to indicate that she was moving to Kansas to start a new job. Despite this, she filed a missing persons report after she didn't show up for her half-brother's wedding.
I had hope that she'd be back.
But, according to her, authorities didn't take the investigation seriously upon learning that Carrie was on medication for bipolar disorder. Just when matters couldn't escalate further, they did. While still sending texts and emails to Krupa threatening his life, Carrie was now taking harmful action. Not only did she key Liz's car and vandalize her garage, but she even proceeded to set her house on fire. Believing her life was in danger, Liz packed her things and left. Soon after, Krupa did the same.
I changed phones and got a new job. I wanted to rebuild my life away from Carrie.
Yet even with that, Carrie would somehow find a way to reach him, and this went on for approximately 4 years.
All of a sudden, Amy, my ex, became a target.
The investigation into Carrie's disappearance picked up steam when the Pottawatomie County Sheriff's Office began looking into the case. Suspicions arose on Carrie's whereabouts when, despite her revealing that she was moving to Kansas, she did not take any of her belongings with her.
Nothing there suggested that she had packed up and moved to a different city.
Suspecting foul play, and taking into consideration that someone is perhaps sending the messages under the guise of Carrie, the team looked into locating an IP address that could lead them to the culprit. One IP address in particular raised eyebrows when it was revealed it belonged to one Todd Butterbaugh, an employee who worked in Pottawatomie County's IT department.
I'm his boss. Obviously, this was an awkward situation.
They searched his house, but this part of the investigation grew even more bizarre when it was revealed that he dated and lived with none other than Liz. The reason why she was living with Butterbaugh? Because her house burned down. The investigators immediately suspected Liz was behind everything, including Carrie's disappearance.
We believe that Liz was the victim. It's not true. In fact, Liz is the stalker.
Several pieces of evidence pointed to Liz. This included a photo of Carrie's car, which was found on Liz's phone. A can of mints was also discovered, containing fingerprints which were an identical match to those belonging to Liz. All the while, Liz was plotting to set up Amy as the fall person. But authorities were very much in on her ploy.
We knew this wasn't Amy. We knew this was Liz writing to herself, posing as Amy.
Upon further investigation of Carrie's vehicle, they also uncovered bloodstains. Liz was arrested soon after. But perhaps the most damning piece of evidence that directly pointed to Liz was a memory card on a tablet she owned containing a photo of a body in the trunk of her car, later revealed to be Carrie.
And the answer was yes. Carrie had the tattoo on her foot.
Although Carrie's body was never found, the evidence against Liz was overwhelming. She was subsequently charged with the murder of Carrie Farver and sentenced to life in prison without parole.
The court finds beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant intentionally killed Carrie Farver with deliberate and premeditated malice on or about November 13th, 2012, here in Douglas County, Nebraska.
Despite the series of events taking place over 10 years ago, the documentary is a gripping yet remarkable showcase on the potential dangers of online dating.
If I'd have known the choice was this craziness or tell Carrie I'm not interested, I would have told Carrie I'm not interested. But you don't get that choice.
What was left out of the documentary? Although Lover, Stalker, Killer is an outstanding documentary that provides an excellent recounting of the events surrounding the deadly love triangle between Dave Krupa, Carrie Farver, and Shanna Liz Golyar, there are a few minor details that weren't mentioned in the documentary. Several of the messages sent by Carrie, who we now know was Liz all along, are shown throughout the documentary. However, one significant message was neither discussed nor shown at all. According to court documents, this message indicated that not only was Carrie resigning from her job, but that Liz would be replacing her. Surely, upon reading this, people should have begun to somewhat suspect Liz or question her on Carrie's whereabouts, although this perhaps wasn't shown in the documentary. Other suspicious messages seem to point to Liz as well. This included Carrie telling their mother to allow Liz to enter the house and take a bed set that she had sold her. Another noteworthy message exchange not shown in the documentary occurred between Carrie and her son Max. According to ABC News, Max one day took it upon himself to reach out to his mom on Facebook. She answered, and he replied by sending her 3 questions for her to answer in order to verify that it was her. However, he never received a response. Lastly, while some may consider Liz's act of arson to be way over the top, but very much in line with her behavior, one detail may prove why it was done in the first place.
Pretty obvious this is an intentionally set fire.
According to the Omaha World Herald, Liz was already in the midst of being evicted from her home. While this provides her further motive, the fact that she was being evicted surely must have raised the eyebrows of authorities investigating the Carrie Farver case and further increased suspicion into Liz. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Where are they now? Since the events covered in Lover, Stalker, Killer have unfolded, Liz remains in prison and is currently serving her sentence at the Nebraska Correctional Center for Women. She continues to maintain her innocence. Dave Krupa has kept a low profile since the ordeal, but we do know he currently lives in Nebraska with his girlfriend. He remains positive in his outlook on life despite being traumatized by the ordeal. Like Krupa, Carrie's mother has also kept out of the public eye, with the exception of being featured in documentaries that have covered the case. Carrie's son Max went on to attend Iowa State University and graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in software engineering and data science. He lives in Minnesota where he works as a software engineer. He's married and has a daughter. Meanwhile, the team that uncovered the truth behind Carrie's disappearance is still active and well. Jim Doty remains a sergeant investigator, while Ryan Avis has taken on several different roles since the case and now reportedly works as a deputy court security personnel. Lastly, beloved and self-proclaimed nerd Tony Cava continues to work in the IT and digital space at the sheriff's office, while mentoring those who wish to use computer hacking for the greater good. What did you think of this hit Netflix documentary? Let us know below.
For Nancy and Max, I felt a lot of sadness for them because they'd lost their daughter, their mother, and we could never give that back. The little bit we could give back was restoring Carrie's reputation in that small community.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.